Whew. Hey everybody, welcome. This is about as impromptu a live stream as I can get. Okay, so I've literally been at a 3-day convention at Shake, Battle and Roll for Southampton, playing games, mostly Essen titles. So I've got a few more that I can start reviewing soon. I got back a bit earlier than expected because I hit the wall, shall we say, in terms of, oh my God, I can't actually play any more games. And I thought, well, before I relax tonight, I might as well use the opportunity to hurry up and unbox a game that I've had on my chair for the last few days. So this is, like I say, if you're here live, then fantastic. Let me know what the audio's like. You know, is the volume too high, too low, whatever? Just give me a note in the comments. But if you watch this after the fact, then great. You know, this is just me taking the opportunity to do this for you. So let me turn off the banner so you can see. So this is for Fall of the Mountain King. So as you can see, I've also got Hall of the Mountain King. And this I kind of owe to you, the viewers, because I kind of skipped this one, didn't think too much of it. And then suddenly, oh, okay. All right, everybody was telling me to get it. It's like, Luke, you got to get Hall of the Mountain King. It's a great game. And finally, I got a copy, bought my own, and it was pretty good. So good that it actually ends up in my top 100. So I thought, well, I've got a retail copy of it. I'd like to get the upgraded bits, but then I also got invited to, demo, essentially, well, not demo, to play a TTS version of Fall of the Mountain King, which I think is going to look, that's better, a bit better in the light. And so I thought, yeah, I'm going to back this one, all well and good. But I thought I would also get the upgraded components for Hall of the Mountain King at the exact same time. So this all loose stuff here is for Hall of the Mountain King. So hopefully once I'm done unboxing this, I'll be able to also unbox, get this one organized for you, or at least to some extent. I don't know. I'm going to get an intro sorted for these unboxings at some point, so it won't just be the weird starting soon thing, but I don't know. Like I said, this one is pretty impromptu. So if you're in the chat, thanks for watching. And by all means, let me know your comments, let me know your thoughts about the games or any of this stuff, and treat this as a kind of Q&A along with an unboxing, kind of the way it is. So, Hall of the Mountain King. Hall of the Mountain King was a mixture of polyominoes, magic spells, resource management. It had quite a few odd things in it, but Fall of the Mountain King is more of a straight up area control. So this one is all basically about your trolls going out and controlling different areas of the cave in order to fight back this gnome invasion. So Hall of the Mountain King was to do with the aftermath, like the gnomes have already kind of beaten you and kind of enslaved you in a sense, and you're doing their work. Whereas this one is the prequel, which is the invasion itself. So yes, you lose, spoiler alert, but you essentially are trying to be like the most honorable of the lot. And I gotta admit, the way that this has got shiny red lettering is making it appear weird on the camera. So I think I got there we go. If I can move it there, it's depending how I look at the screen, it almost feels like that's like doing a weird shiny thing. So let's have a look what we got here, because this is a deluxe version, I believe. So Ring of River of Fire mini expansion. The game's already got enough stuff in it, so I'm not sure I desperately need more expansion content, but that looks like what this stuff is. So this is kind of like a little mini expansion thrown on the side. Not too fussed about that, frankly. Fall of the Mountain King Last Stand solo mode rules. So they're separate. Not too much to go by here, so if I do get a chance to play this solo, I will, to learn the game, but hopefully it's not too dissimilar from the main game. And of course, you can't have a game without some advertising bump. Now, of course, I've got that. Never played that. Not the biggest fan of Hall of the Mountain King as a solo mode, frankly. And, ooh, hello. You're the proud owner of the Kickstarter edition of Fall of the Mountain King. Your rulebooks only show the retail versions of the items. Oh, cool. So it's a setup guide. Fine, keep that one to hand. So, there's your rulebook. Not too big a rulebook, thankfully. Decent amount of text, though, and like I say, Hall of the Mountain King is not exactly the easiest teach, but this one doesn't look like it's quite as bad. All right, let's have a look. So that's Last Stand solo mode. Hunt board, lolly jubbly on that. Let's pop that up there for a minute. Aha! This is what I like to see. Game trays. I'm always a fan of game trays, and it looks like these are player specific because there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 player trays. Let's get one of these open. I wonder if they come pre-set up, because that'll make my job a lot easier. All right, let's have a look. So, got the board. So everybody's got one of these that essentially tracks, domain and how many barrels you've got, and then your various components in there, which are all bagged up. So let's get these out. Whoop, lully jolly. Game trays are always good. I mean, and they're not always perfect, but I just think if a publisher has gone to the trouble to get game trays for a game, it means they've actually put some thought into, wanting the storage to be good. And by the looks of it, this looks to be very quick storage. So there you go. So all of these will fit in here. So we've got little, I think these are like the gnome markers to control areas, all wooden pieces. You've got these very tiny little like troll minis, which are quite cool. So let's see if I can get them on the camera. There you go. Little troll mini. They have a cave troll. We have a lot of cave trolls. That's the thing. And then the weird one, which I'm not entirely certain what this is used for, but it's like a, whoop, there you go. It's like a big hand. Little hand marker. Maybe that's something to do with showing what's controlling areas, and they're like, we shall see. But this, and I'm sure there's something else that's meant to go in here, but nothing is popping to mind just yet. But board goes in the top, tray on the top, and yeah, there you go. 4 of those. Not too bad, not too shabby at all. Whoop. Hello, everybody. This one isn't so much Eclipse vibes, but one of the main mechanics of Fall of the Mountain King is that you've got these, and I'll show you later, but you've got these cards. Oh, apparently this goes up to 5? Oh, yeah. 5 players. All right, so you got another tray for the 5th player. So 5 of those. Blimey, what is this? So this is obviously another resource tray with various items, but that's a gnome marker. So that's the, I think that's the round counter or so. But it's basically like a little army of gnomes. So you can imagine, who's watched Disenchantment, the Mac Rennie series? Fun little series, charming, but other than Lucy, there's not a huge amount of laughter in it. But the first episode has this really funny battle between gnomes and giants that Elfo is just watching or something. I use a clip from it in some of my videos, and it's just a really funny battle between gnomes and giants. And I get that memory every time I look into these games. But what the hell? This is meant to be the first player marker. That's that is a pretty, I mean, it's not like massively heavy. I mean, it's just like big plastic, but that's a big gavel. And it's got markings on it and everything. That's a little insane. Look at that thing. Yeah, everybody's going to be bashing this thing like crazy. Hurts a little bit as well. Okay, it's got its own spot in the box. Whatever, not going to complain if it gives you weird stuff like that. All right, board, nicely. And I must admit, it does look like it's going to store very well, because if I get the box first and showcase this, so that's a wizard marker. So there's a potential score trap, but as you can see that there's the tray here to hold other things. So these trays are going to sit on top of this, and once I've unbagged everything else, everything will sort of go into these little trays here. So this does look like it's going to be a very, very quick setup. All right, let's have a look at the board. Nice big board. And up to the, here we go. So actually not too massive a board actually. So there you go. So the idea being that you've got these different areas on the board split into the different factions. So different faction tribes are related to these. They're marked with a symbol. So even if you're colorblind, you can tell which symbol they are. And you've almost got a little bit of a, not so much a Kemet vibe, but the idea that no matter where you are on the board, you should be able to get across the board in some reasonable amount of time. Like, for example, there's this big long red strip down here, which is adjacent to a lot of areas. So you're not too far away from the action, no matter where you are, but you can't just walk next door and get there. This one looks like it's for 2 to 3 players, so the map does look a little bit smaller. So on the reverse, let's have a look. Map does look a little bit more Yeah, map does look like it's got a few more bits there. This is all split. Whoop. So not so many longer pieces because that's one segment. That's one segment. There's a little segment. That's a slightly bigger segment. But yeah, I mean, 4 to 5 players. There's obviously a bit more going on. But I like the color scheme with it. I mean, it looks half decent on the table. It's probably not going to pull too many people across, but I can tell where the regions are. I can tell where the spawn points are, and it's easy to tell by symbology what color a region is. So if you can't tell that that's green and blue and red and yellow, then the symbol should do just fine. All right, cool. That's bored. Let's have a look. Do. Hi, Man from Serbia. Thanks for joining in. Don't worry about being sorry not being here from the start. I literally arranged this at 6:30 for 6:45. This is literally last minute. I've got stuff to do this evening, but I'm going to do this unboxing now, and that's what these are going to be. They're just going to be live, relatively unplanned boxings. But yes, this definitely I think was a deluxe Kickstarter version. Decaf copy there. So okay, so yep. Counter. Now, where are the tiles? I want to show you these. Right. So this is kind of where the meat of the game happens. So I told you that this was an area control game, but if you have played Hokkaido, Honshu, to a lesser extent Smartphone Inc., if you've played any of these games, this is going to seem quite familiar because what you essentially have, and I like the fact that these are gold embossed on here. That's really nice. But what you have with these is that it's a ton of these. I'm sorry if the light's reflecting there a bit. Tile cards with symbology on them, and the symbology corresponds to certain actions. Some of them are wild, some of them involve like moving the enemy. There's a glove on there. There's the swirly purple thing, fighting and defending. I mean, I forget what the actions do. Bearing in mind, I've only played this game once a year and a half ago on TTS, so I don't remember a lot of this stuff. So fair enough. Hi, Brett. I think you just gave me a question on the Endless Winter video on Dice Tower thing, didn't you? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, there's one Calyx Shelf as Asserters. It's the only Calyx Shelf as Asserters, but yes, there is one. There is one there. But anyway, these cards. So what you do is you're playing them sometimes like this, like next door to each other. But then what you're also doing is when you get more, you're overlapping them a bit like in Honshu and Hokkaido. So, for example, if I had this set up here, I mean, I'd probably be more intelligent and go like that. But then, of course, I think the rules are you have to at least cover one space. You can't cover a whole tile and stuff like that. So there may be a situation where I need to decide, right, well, I don't desperately need the yellow symbol, so maybe I'll just cover that so I can have 2 gnomes and 2 barrels. Or maybe I'll say, well, you know what, I don't care about the barrels, so I want 2 yellow and 2 gnomes, and I still get a barrel. So this is a simplistic overview, but you're going to have more of these things on your table. And I can't remember how many, but I remember having a good 10 to 12 of them by the end of the game. And so you're constantly making this decision every round as to what actions you're going to do and how powerful they are based on what you do with these cards. And it's such a nice little thing because I really like the Honshu and Hokkaido little mini games. They're really cool. Right, so they look like they go over there in. Right, let's see. Hang on. Maybe if I can pull the whole tray out. Here we go. There we are. So it's a flexible tray. Oh my god, there's more mini expansions in here. What on earth? Right, let's get down there. Right, so let's bring this tray out as much as I can show it. So there's a mini expansion in here already. How many mini expansions have I found? There's the solo mode. There's the fire one or something. This is Notorious Gnomes. Anyone else read that? Notorious Gnomes. I was going to say, what? So, notorious cards, honor tokens, problem cards, and it's literally just a couple of pages of rules, and I think this little punch board. Okay, fine. I mean, again, I'm not desperate for for these kind of things. What else does it give you? Nothing much, really. Just some tokens and some cards, wherever they've gone. That's not them. I'm curious what cards they mean, unless they mean some of these, but I don't know. We'll gloss over that. Little mini expansion. I ain't worried about that. So, okay, what else we got here? So we got a few player pieces that I do need to separate out. Ooh, silica gel. No, I'm not going to eat it this time, not like last time. So some 100-point markers. Some known ones there. I like the barrels. Barrels are nice. Just a big chunky barrel. Actually looks as normal. So we got a bunch of these there. Let's grab a few of those. So yeah, good little tokens. Good little tokens. This is definitely deluxe Kickstarter version. And where can I put those for a minute? Let's put those on that little bit there and just keep them by. Gold gems. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a bunch of these little gold gems on there. Not bad at all. All right, let's have a look. Oh god, those cards are going all over the place. Let's move them. Put those on the board, on the table, just for a second. All right, what else we got here? Ah, these look like champion trolls. All right, so let's get move away, bags. You're in the way. So everybody's got. Let's see, green. Is green going to be a good one? There you go, little champion dude here. Oop, hang on, let me centralize them a bit. So there we go. Nicely done. Maybe if I try a different color. You with big shield. I like this one. So not bad. So we got a few extra player pieces that I've got to go into those boards there. Why don't we sort that one out first? So got this tray. Got these to unbox. So in theory, I should have to put those in there. Those in there. Big handprints in there. So what have I got to play while I was at the convention? Oh, what's this? I picked up Sentinels on Friday. All I can say is you were right. Amazing game, so much better than Marvel Champions. Getting that on record on the screen. There you go. I was right. But what have I played at the convention? I have played Lacrimosa to the point I can review it once I've played the solo mode of it. I've played Etua, or whatever you pronounce it, the new Oe Rosenberg game. We like Lacrimosa, but I have some reservations. Etua, we all like that one as well. Again, there's a couple of minor cons, but it's pretty good actually so far. In fact, I will be teaching that one to Paul Grogan and some other people, I think this Friday on the Gaming Rules channel. So I think he's put up his plans for the week. But yes, I think that's the intention. I'm going to teach Paul Grogan and stuff games. So that'll be a nice change. Me teaching him for a change. Okay, so we got your barrel, got this. So just plunk those in there. Pretty sure that's all I need to put in these trays, but I haven't seen any other player pieces of nope. Any of these? Those aren't going to fit in a tray, I don't think, although they are color-coded. So why don't we... Although saying that, how much of this is retail cardboard and how much of this is stuff I actually need? It's not overly clear, but why don't we just take the two yellow ones and we'll plonk them in the tray because they are color-coded, so it makes sense that it probably is relevant. Sure means. So, yep, nice full tray of bits and bobs. But yes, what did I say? Etua? Yes, played Etua. Today I played Argent the Consortium. That was a good fun game, although I kind of cheesed the victory in it because I wasn't really expecting to win it because I started off with a game plan and then in the last round I got screwed over quite royally by everyone else playing, and I kind of resigned to the point where I thought, oh yeah, I'm not going to win this game, so I'll do what I can and just make do with it. But it turns out that by fluke I ended the game early for some people and cheesed out a tiebreaker win with a friend of mine. Now honestly, I would rather say he won. I don't really want to claim the victory because it feels hollow, because I already thought I was going to lose, but I got lucky. I somehow managed to cheese out one extra. In Argent Consortium, you're trying to find out, you're trying to manipulate certain people to vote for you to be the next headmaster of the school. And I cheesed out 3 of the votes along with a friend of mine who was new to the game. And by tiebreaker, I beat him. But it just feels so hollow because I didn't expect to win. And I feel it was just complete luck that I managed to do it. So honestly, as far as I'm concerned, he won the game. Because I don't feel comfortable enough accepting that victory. It was just too hollow. He was new to the game. He clearly had a game plan. He knew what he was doing, and he did very well for his first game in a 5-player game of Argent the Consortium. So honestly, Neil, if you ever watch this, I'm giving the victory to you. So call that a present from me. Righty, whoop. Let's have a look. Pinky purple. All right, pinky purple. What else did I buy? Oh yes, Tribes of the Wind. I played that today a couple of times actually. Slight spoiler alert, but it's one of my favorites I've played this year. It's not perfect, but the blemishes are minor so far. Like one of them I can fix with a very easy house rule, and any other blemishes are pretty minor. And most of it is player count, because you can play it with up to 5 players, but honestly, there's not really any point playing it with more than 3. I mean, 4 is fine, it won't take too long, but I just don't see the point in playing it with any more than 3, honestly. But it's got a great 2-player variant. Sadly, no solo mode, but not every game needs a solo mode. And I really enjoyed it. It's got Vincent Dutrait's artwork. It looks like something out of Nausicaa, the Valley of the Wind, like Studio Ghibli. And the Hanabi cards are placed so that your actions are based on what cards, element cards, fire, earth, wind, and water or something, that are showing for you and the other players. And it's a cool idea. It's a cool twist on the Hanabi mechanic, and it works. Really does work. So I was really impressed. I got to play it a few more times, so I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I thought it was a really cool, neat idea. A really cool, neat game. So let's see. What have we got here? Luke, what is your opinion? Does winning mean everything in the game? Do you always play to win, or is the experience of playing more entertaining than winning? I swear I've already... Oh, no, that was yellow. I need green. Perhaps these aren't meant to go in the trays. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. But in answer to your question, no, winning does not mean everything in the game. Oh, far from it. No way. But always play to win. That's the thing. If you just play in meander and you're not really doing much to, in the spirit of the game, if you're not trying to win, then why are you playing the game? It doesn't sort of make that much sense to me for that. But I would also stipulate that you should not be so focused on winning that you get out that you cause the game to be not enjoyable for other people. Like I said, I mentioned there that I would rather give my friend Neil the victory in Argent Consortium. I don't care if I won it or not. I didn't even expect to win. It was a complete cheesy fluke. So, Neil can have it. It doesn't bother me. I enjoyed my play of the game. That's because I like the game a lot. And in Tribes of the Wind, I thought I was winning. I certainly played to win, but I got pointed at the end by 2 points, I think, even though I caused the game end trigger, which was quite cool. And no, honestly, if I lose a game, big whoop. As long as I enjoyed the experience and I don't feel like someone, as long as no one cheated, and as long as, which, like I say, I don't think I've ever really come across anybody who's ever cheated in the game, really. And as long as, you didn't have the stupidly slow player or the person whining or anything like that, then, it makes for a very enjoyable experience. And I'm always happy for that. So, yeah, the experience of playing is always more important than winning, but you should at least try to win. And I don't mean kingmake, I don't mean any of that. You should try to better your own position and do as well as you can. There we go. Right, let's see. We're just looking at these player trays at the moment, and it's going well so far. So let's put that down there. That's another player tray. Whoop. That's getting in the way of the what I'm doing. So basically, I'm just putting these together. And I've got one more to do. Blue. There it is. Blue. Nice. Can't spend too much time on it because obviously I've got what was it? Where's my phone? All right. Where's my phone? I gotta make certain that I'm playing Raft tonight with the old Steam survival game. I'm playing it with some friends of mine, but they're gonna get back a little late from the same convention I've just been to. So I want to be around for them, but I don't necessarily want to, delay this too long. So what have we got there? Of all the games that premiered at Essen, Tribes of the Wind was the one that I was most interested in. Well, so far, from 2 plays of it, give me a break, a 3 and a 2-player game, it's very promising so far. I'm liking what I've played. I think the Hanabi mechanic is done very well. I think it leads to a lot of cool choices, a lot of tension. Like, okay, I can play this card as long as I got more forest than the others. But if he takes that forest card from the middle display, that ruins that card. Don't take it. Don't take it. Oh, he's not taking it. You're good. Right, I'm going to play that card now. It's creates a lot of cool moments like that, and it's just for such a simple concept. It's just a cool idea. Not to mention, oh my god, is it gorgeous? Vincent Dutrait. I thought it was criminal on the Dice Tower's best board game covers. I swear the Dice Tower audience does not understand art. There were so many games that got kicked out of that best board game cover thing that had fantastic artwork on them. And I just, for the first three choices that happened, I thought, are you high? Seriously, how on earth did the audience vote some of those out? I don't know. There just seemed to be like a thing against Vincent Dutrait. And it's like, but he's got some of the best covers out there. I just did not quite understand. But you cannot look at the Tribes of the Wind game and say it's not gorgeous. Anybody who claims that is not a a gorgeous looking game is clearly out of their minds. All right, what else am I going to put in these then? Where's that sheet? Here we go. So I got this sheet here. So, okay, so I got 30 cubes. I got the models. I got the hand, the barrel, and that. And yes, I was meant to put those two in there. Oh, but apparently I'm also meant to put some starter cards in there. Ah, these starter template cards. Okay. So who do these belong to then? Can't. Where is it? Right. Yeah, I think I might have to pass on the Hall of the Mountain King unboxing. I don't think I'll have time to do those deluxe bits. I'll show some of them off, but I haven't got time to put them in the box. After all, this video is meant to be focusing on For the Mountain King. Okay, so you start off with a few of these big cards, but the question is, who'd you give them to? Oh, they're identical. Yeah, they're literally identical. All right, fine. Let's tell you what. They're going to go in the player boxes. I'm going to do that on another time. All right, I'll do that a bit later. I'm not going to bore you with 5 player cards randomly put in boxes. Okay, fine. So that's the player boxes done. So resource tray. Where do I put all of this stuff? Where do I put the crystals? Doesn't mention where I put these little things. These little things do not have a home according to this, but they got to go somewhere. It must be where there's a token for it. But there's no crystal token for it, so it's kind of odd. Unless this tray has a container for them. Oh, wait, no, that's all of the Mountain King. That's a different thing entirely. So let's move that over there so I don't get confused. So is there anywhere these are meant to go? Yeah, it doesn't stipulate, but clearly they've got to go in this tray somewhere. So I'm just going to put them in here for now. Whoop. I'll find out a use for them. There we go. Things fit in that nice little cubby hole for the time being. Let's see. I bought it even though the woman teaching it was a complete disaster. I left the game before it even started. She was just a visitor and thought she could teach it. I don't regret it. So was this for Tribes of the Wind or for something else? I've missed which one you're. Oh wait, Luna Ghost. Or was it this? Or was this for the Fall of the Mountain King? Which one, Luna? Which one are you on about, game wise, with this demo? Although, oh my word, yeah, I know what you mean. I played Evergreen, and War the Ring, the card game at Essen. War the Ring, the card game, is a much more complex game than Evergreen is, and yet the person teaching it did a brilliant job. 2 rounds we played, but I understood everything I was doing in that game with him teaching it, and it was fantastic. Ares Games had a really good demo there. But I played Evergreen, and the person teaching it barely told me what the goal of the game was. It was not his first language, give it English, but still halfway through the demo, and I still didn't really understand what it was I was meant to be doing. It's like, yes, I know these actions allow me to get twigs and saplings and all that lot, but why am I doing it? Do I care about these different sections? Is there a thing to this? What do you mean the cards at the end of the game score? It's like, that was a terrible demo, but I played the whole game and thought the game was meh. Yeah, whatever. I wasn't that fussed on Evergreen, but yeah, a bad and a good demo can really make or break your experience of a game. That is definitely a thing. All right, what else is going in there then? I guess some of this punchboard stuff. Yeah, it's got to be something there. So why don't we just punch a few of these out? 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh, yeah, I've got the little chart here that's telling me where things are meant to go, although it's not 100% clear. There you go. Right, here we go. Right, stack them. They've got to go. Ooh, they got to like slide into this little bit here. Whoop. Yeah, I do like it when things do that. It's quite cool. Treasure Island is my do trait favorite cover. Yeah, that is good. And Tribes of the Wind. Right, yeah, trust me. I mean, Tribes of the Wind is not a difficult game to teach. And kid you not, I read the rule book once while I was at work and understood the game. I then time passed and I'd forgotten a lot of what I'd read in the rule book. I taught the game today to people, the first 3 players I did, and I did it from the rule book. I said, look, I've got a good idea in my head, so it's familiar, but I'm going to have to teach you partially from the rule book. Got the teach done in about 15 minutes, and we were away. All I had to do was check a few card abilities, and that was it. The game is not difficult to teach. It's a fairly simple game, even though there's a lot of different effects that can trigger in that. But I mean, I can do that. How on earth did this person fail it? All right, what do we got? In one sense, is Fall of the Mountain King different than Hall of the Mountain King? Hall of the Mountain King was a polyomino Tetris game with some resource management. You had to build the pyramid of trolls, and it got you resources that you used to build the Tetris pieces on the board, connect tunnels, and get victory points by putting statues down. This is entirely different. It's a prequel setting wise. You are covering these cards Hokkaido style in order to get your actions. So, by covering these pieces, you get your actions and they're better or worse, but it's area control. It is full on area control, beat out the gnomes, but also do it more better than the other ogre tribes that are there. So, it's a very different game by the looks of it. But what are we supposed to? I see. Right. So these two, there we go. Come on. Boop. There you go in there. What else is going on? Oh, yeah. There's letter 5. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They go in. Got to stack them up again. Like that. What goes in there? What goes in that bit there? That is these things. You got like these numbered tiles. I forget what they do. I think that's something to do with what trolls go where, but all right, fine. At least I don't have to do too much in the way of hard work to punch these out. I can literally do it with just one thumb, or at least 2 thumbs. All right, come on, get out. Punching's pretty neat. All right, so in they go in there. Oh, a couple more +1 tokens, a couple more letters. Running out of room. Looks like that's the, yeah. Which would you prefer? That or that? This one, please. I think we'll just pretty much chuck that away because it's not needed. And then what's left on this punch board? Absolutely nothing. All right, well done. So there you go. Tokens nicely in there, nicely arranged in that box. There we go. Flush lid. Perfect. Gotta love a good game trade system. Love it. Now, what else is around here that I've got time for? And what's this? Sounds like we have the same friend. That's a good one. Let's see. We had a bad teacher for War of the Rings. He spent most of the time on the phone. We got the mechanic, but there didn't seem to be any depth to it. We probably missed something. Nah, I mean, we had a very good Ares game demo there. So I had a perfect person to demo it. Wasn't on the phone. He knew what he was doing. He walked around the table. We asked questions. He answered them. It was great. However, I did notice a couple of other demoers that looked like they were a bit distracted. I think you got unlucky, which is such a shame, actually, because I have the game over there. I think it's enjoyable from playing 2 rounds. But at some point, after I've done all the other wrestling games I've got to review, I will get round to reviewing it because it's not a review copy. So I do have other games that I have to do in priority. But at some point, I will give that one a full review and tell you what I think. I have a game that teaches games way too fast. Not a huge deal if it's a lighter game, but I need a little more time in learning something heavier. Yeah, I know the feeling, mate. But I mean, people say I teach games very well. I don't want to blow my own trumpet and say that, I'm a fantastic teacher and all that lot. But Paul Grogan's a great teacher as well, and both of us have very similar opinions about how to teach and demo a game. And I like to keep things as simple as I can and do a logical sequence and not bogged down with rules that don't need to be taught until they appear out of the game or something. I've got a very logical, sequential way of teaching games, and it seems to work very well. But yeah, there are some people that I have been with who just cannot teach games. Like, you play with them, and I'm like, I don't understand a thing. You've gone on tangents, and people, will you stop butting in to teach a game? I hate people, and I'm guilty of this now and again. So I'm not going to say that I'm entirely devoid of this, but when someone's teaching a game and then other people who think they know what they're doing butt in and try and add new rules or clarify it for them. Granted, I did this once today for a friend of mine while she was teaching the game, and she gave me this kind of scornful look. It's like, oh, sorry, apologies. Yes, I'll shut up now. I'll go over here. I'll go over here because I accidentally did what I hate. But I also taught Ark Nova and had a similar problem where a friend of mine was sort of coming in to try and teach a game that she played once. It's like, okay, I get you're excited about the game, but you played it once. Maybe I should teach the game who's played it like 30 plus times. There's a little bit of a difference. But as I say, I got to practice when I preach, and it just tends to happen. But yeah, I hate that. Just let the one person teach the game, all right? I have a friend who blazes through tutorials too and then gets upset if you ask questions. Well, people are going to ask questions, and I've lost track of how many people say to me, "Look, I'm sorry, I've got another question." It's like, dude, I am teaching you Ark Nova. If you are not asking questions in the first time you've seen this game and you're not used to playing heavy strategic games, then fair enough, ask questions. I can't teach you the game so that you have no questions at all, because I don't think that's physically possible for any teacher. What was that? Gets upset if you ask questions. I already mentioned that. Yeah, but you went too fast and not everything soaked in. Well, yeah, I mean, if anybody who teaches games and doesn't expect questions back should not be teaching games, because the whole point of being a teacher is that you teach something, people ask questions, and you clarify it for them. No teacher expects to not get questions from students or pupils or anything like that when teaching anything in life, not just board games, any topic at school. The whole point is that people who don't fully understand for whatever reason, maybe you didn't explain it well, or mental, what's the word? Mental sidebacks. No, so what's the phrase I'm looking for? Mental setbacks or anything like that. Whatever reason they might not have for understanding it, or it's just a complex subject, you should be getting questions and you should be patient with them and you should answer them. Now, granted, I might get the eye twitch now and again when I feel like I've explained the same rule about 5 or 6 times, particularly when it's a basic concept like drawing cards. But again, I have to learn, practice what I preach, and go by, realize that not everybody is built the same way. All right, what have we got then? What else have I not unboxed? So we've got, let's see. Hey, we got more. Hey, these are the little gnomes. There we go. The black, so you can't see the detail that well, but see if I can get them in the light. We are the underpant gnomes. No, underpants. Who's watched South Park and knows about those? Alrighty, let's see you go. Nice trays. As a teacher myself, I totally agree. I'm glad you see where I'm coming from. I'm not just rambling for the sake of it. I get nervous teaching games because I'm worried I'm going to miss something, but I've been told by many people I teach well. Well, then why don't you just take that feedback and be happy with it? I like to think I teach well, but sometimes I'll mess up. And if I feel like I haven't taught a game that well because I didn't read the rules well enough in advance, then I will be honest with myself. Right. Are people online at the moment? Because I don't want to hold people up. Nope. We got some time. Like I said, I'm not going to do Hall of the Mountain King deluxe upgrades. I'll just show a few of them off. Let's see. Is there really much else I need to show off? The cards. All right. Let's show the cards. Let's get those out. Let's speed up with this. I'll try not to answer too many questions at this point. So 3, 1 and 2, 0. So this is like the cards for champions that can come out. And look at this. You've got, I like the artwork in this game. It's cool little artwork here. But yep, so basically you've got like war chieftains that you can get on your side. So these give you special abilities, different like powers and all sorts to help you fight back the gnomes. But I really like the artwork in this. It's just, it really does set the tone. So, you know, Kragoon and Shak and Argren and Fektoon and all these like really good troll pictures. It looks like there's also a few major champions, which is why they've got that number track down there. I forget how they work, but there's definitely something to do. I think it's like experience or something that they get. But I definitely thought I saw some gnome adversaries. Oh, I guess not. No, I guess they are all trolls. It's just a case of when in the game they turn up. So, okay, so let's try and get these in the trays as I'm supposed to. So I've got the tray here. According to this guide that I am still reading here, I need to put those in there. I need to put, okay, those in there and those in there, right? Okay, so they seem a bit loose, but we'll go with it. This is changes for 2 players, rules for 3 or more players. Fall of the Mountain King challenges mini expansion. Oh, for crying out loud! How many mini expansions are in this flipping game? Just give me a normal game. Ay ay ay. So this is just a challenge deck of like defeat 6 or more gnomes in battle, cause 3 or more breaches, control gate caverns in 4 or more different domains. That's literally all this is. Whatever. I don't overly care, but I mean, there's a slot for it, so I'm not going to complain too much. Fine, but yeah, good blimey, can we just quit it with the colossal amount of mini expansions? This is ridiculous. All right, flee, flee, flee for your lives. Stay. Where do these go then? These are volcanic eruption cards. Curious what they're supposed to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not particularly clear where they're supposed to go, really. Your box includes the Notorious Gnomes and River of Fire mini expansions. We made sure to include space in the trays to store these extras. Cards fit perfectly in the side pockets of the base tray along with the challenge and gate cards. Tokens and other markers can be bagged and stored in any extra space you find convenient. Well, that sounds like a bit of a cop-out, but I think this is probably related to a mini expansion. So I'm going to pop it in this tray here with the other mini expansion and sort of just gloss over it, really. All right, let's see what else we got. So that's gate breach cards, I believe. So they do have their own copy hold there. Okay, what have we got here then? The angriest one. This looks like, oh, this is Notorious Gnomes. So these look like they're kind of like champion gnomes that you can fight against. So yeah, here you go. Any other weird ones? Yeah, typical gnome with the goggles on. Any other weird ones in there? No, they all look kind of identical. The infected one? I'm not sure I want to come across an infected gnome. That just seems kind of weird. But I'm going to put this again in that tray with the mini stuff. And is this a mini expansion as well? It does look it. Can't get the. There we go. Yeah, tripping on the floor. Problem cards. Just a bunch of text. Hidden entrance, assassins, battle friendly. Are these problem cards something special? Oh, they're part of the Notorious Gnomes mini expansion. So you know what? Let's put those together. And we'll put those underneath these, which I think are actually part of the main game. If not, then who cares? They can just sit in there. So these cards have to go. All right, so it's 72 split between these 2 corners. All right, so let's break them in half. 1, 2. So it looks like that goes in the box. This board, which I forget what this board is, it's something to do with what actions you can do. Like it moves around there. It's either an action wheel or it's something to do with the champions, but I'm not entirely sure. I can't fully remember. Bear in mind, I did play it a long time ago. But that looks like it slots there. Perfectly fine. Okay. So, yeah, clan board. What are these meant to be for? Oh, each of your 30 node miniatures needs 1 strength sticker applied under its base. Well, I ain't doing that on this video. No, I'll do that in my own time. So we'll gloss over that bit for now. And then what do you got? Trade boxing instructions are crucial. Well, comes with a good set of instructions. So, not going to deny, very good. If there's a set game your group plans on playing for that session, do you ever expect the people you're playing to familiarize yourself with the rules at all? Only in select cases if it's a very heavy game and with people I know. A group of us who play with some Southampton mates and that, we play a lot of heavy Euros. Sometimes we will do research in advance, but we don't expect it. But if we request it, we will. Like if it's a really complicated game. I've got Deal with the Devil over there. I'm a little bit concerned on how I'm going to get that to the table. And if I am going to get it to the table prearranged, I probably will tell them to watch Paul Grogan's video in advance because that one's a bit more interesting, shall we say. But yeah, I don't normally expect them to familiarize themselves because at the end of the day, I'm going to do a full teach anyway because there's always one person who doesn't. So whatever. And yes, Kabuki Kids, right? You know, I mean, she says basically that, you know, if we're planning a game of TI4, we always tell new people to come having read the rules first. TI4 is a pretty good exception to the rule. Even my coffee's gone cold. Yeah. Yeah, lucky. All right, let's see. So clan board goes in there, it seems. So it just sort of goes loose in there, or does it actually slot in a... Aha! That's better. Yes, nice and sturdy. Hi Victory, how you doing? That way, like I say, this was an impromptu stream. I mean, look, I've only got 18 people watching it, so thank you very much for those who are watching it, but I never expected that many people to turn up late as this is. And to be honest, a lot of my unboxings will be like this. It's just me having a little chat with people while I partake in some unboxing. Okay, so that board sits on top of that, I presume? Yeah, folded game board. And there we go. Ooh. Is that right? I think that's right. And it's rigid enough. Where's the box? All right, so this presumably goes in the box as it is. So can I just drop it in there? Look, the cards. I was going to say the cards are loose. This is going to be a bit of a mission to get in there without some calamity. I mean, granted, you're not meant to have this tray out like this when you unpack the game normally. It's just because I'm doing it a bit hodgepodge. So come on. All right. Who wants to bet that this is going to work? All right. Place your bets. So it's going to work. Wow. It did. Woohoo. Perfect. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. Whatever. Somebody's at the door. One sec. I'll be right back. Yeah, it's on the live stream, a bit like that. Ooh. Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, did he? Mate of mine, my next door neighbour, picked up a parcel for me, which is another game. It's a review copy. Can't get it open. Come on. Open. Who wants to guess what this is? Ah. Oh, it's a bit loose. It's a open copy, but yeah, Splendor Jewel. It's not a shrink copy, it's the guy's copy, so that's why the box lid seems to have come off a bit there. But yeah, Splendor Jewel. I'll sort that out at some point. I played it at Essen, thought it was really good, but I need to do a full review of it, so this won't take me very long to review at all, so expect that one soon. But we're going to leave that down there, so sorry for that interruption. Right, let's put in these, let's see, mini expansions. Can we just fit a bunch of those in there for now? Not that fussed about unboxing mini expansions right now. So now I should be able to just put in the trays like, oh yeah, these. Again, I'll just put these in loose for now. So I should be able to just put the trays in like so. Nice, all in there. rulebooks, unboxing guide. There we go. And as I say, I'll put the stickers on later and sort out those little mini expansions. But for the most part, that is a 95% complete unboxing for Fall of the Mountain King, with a bunch of little bags left over that you don't need. So you push off over there. Do I dare put this on its side? It sounded a little bit harsh, but we'll see. I don't know. I'll find out. But yeah, there you go. So, what do you mean some sloppy packaging there, Kabuki? Come on, you know. I about could have packaged it a lot better. I thought that was fine. I mean, I'd say I'm not worried about the mini expansions for now. I'm going to sort those out a little bit later, and I need to put stickers on those gnomes. So I didn't need to, you know, go like that. But I reckon that's fine. I mean, you've got everything's in the middle. There's 2 rule books. There's all the trays. I mean, how's that sloppy? Hey, come on, give me a break. Oh, sorry. Oh, you mean the delivery? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, gotta admit, that is pretty slappy. Yeah, no coverings, no nothing, literally just shoved in. I mean, normally when Asmodee send me stuff, it's a lot better packaged, but for some reason, I think because that was like the guy's own copy, I think he's pretty much just packaged it himself or whatever. So, I mean, whatever. The box is still intact. The cards will be sleeved. It's not water damaged or anything, so we'll let it go. But oh yeah, sorry, you can tell I'm tired and I've been not focusing on that. But anyways, so yeah, that's Fall of the Mountain King. So yeah, cheers for turning up, guys. I'm gonna head off and play a bit of Raft with some friends. But yeah, I'll try and get a proper intro for this series. But I think these unboxings are good. I get an unboxing done. I hang out with a few people live. If you can watch it live, fantastic. If not, then just join me after the fact. These are just quick little extra bits for people to do, a little bit of extra content. But I'll see you on the next unboxing video. So take care, everyone. Bye for now. Thanks for joining me.